Hi, Jerry Sabo here. A lot of you that are in my CyberGeezer group know that I'm primarily a Mac person, but I have been using Windows, actually DOS. I've been using PC since about 1981. And I thought it would be a good idea to go over some of the fundamentals that are really important to know if you're a PC user. Now, first of all, right now, this is called a desktop. And by the way, most of the things that I'm going to use I require a mouse to do this. Like the mouse will give me menus to do many different things. So for example, if I click the right button on the mouse, I can change the display or I can personalize it. Then the display is what I'm seeing. So if I click to the left on that, then I can set up how I want to see things. And it gives me a lot of options. The coloring and so forth. And if there are multiple displays, it would detect them. Let me go a little further. Not get too far. And personalize it means I can change the pictures on my background. So if I click a different picture, then it changes the desktop. So you have different pictures, or you can put in your own pictures. You can add your own. Let's see. Anyway, you can browse. You go into browse, and you can go into your photos, your own personal photos, and select a photo that you would like to use. But I won't do that now. Okay. So anyway, this is the desktop. Down below, this is called a taskbar, and right now on the taskbar, I have access to Google Chrome. These cursor, the things are sort of small, and I'll change that in a second. In fact, let's do that right now. So I'm a little bit older, and I might want to have things appear a little larger than they do. So I click on the Start button, or I could use a keyboard. There's a little keyboard that's got a flag on it. And if you click on that, and you go to Settings, that's this little gear shot right here, go to Settings. And what I can do is use Ease of Use. And to use ease of use, then I can make everything bigger. So I can change everything bigger, apps and so forth on the main display. They've recommended a size of 150%. I can change it to a larger size. Okay, they can make everything brighter, and their animations, there are a number of things that can change. And on the left of this, there's things for the mouse pointer. You can make the mouse pointer larger if you want to. So you can see it's pretty large now. In fact, you can get it really large if you go over here and more. I'll leave it down a little bit to this size, there, down to small. And you can change the color of the pointer. So right now it's white, which is the default. I can change it to a black color, and it hasn't taken place yet. I haven't there it is. So now it's a black pointer. Go back to it. You can change it to colors, different colors, and so forth. Okay, and you have a lot of things there. You can also have the display change here. You can have speech so that the machine will talk to you, and a lot of other things. There's a narrator, so if you turn on the narrator, then basically they'll be talking to you from the computer. And here, high contrast, which would be good for people who have vision issues. Okay, I'm going to go back to the settings. I'm going to go back to the left here. And another thing, I have to click the arrow. So there's some other things that I can do. As you can see, I can link an Android phone. I can do connect to Wi-Fi if I haven't connected. And there's just a number of things. This is one of the ones that I use a lot, and that's updates. So I can go into Windows Updates, and if I click that, then I can check for updates, and I can set it so it's automatic, and that's a good idea. And you have different ways of delivering it. Windows Security is a good idea, especially if you don't have an antivirus. And if you have problems with the computer, sometimes a troubleshooter will help, and so forth. So there's a lot of issues there. Now, I'm not going to spend much time here. I would rather spend time showing things in the File Explorer. Now, another thing I want to mention, I use the word File Explorer, which is this little icon down here. If I click on it, it's a little hard to see the small print, but that would show me the structure of the computer, so to speak. Okay? And let me close that. I can also go to the Start menu, and anything that I want to look at, like if I want File Explorer, and if I know the name of that, I can just start typing F-I, and notice that it came up to be File Explorer. Or if I have, for example, if I wanted Microsoft Office, if I would type Office, let's say, let me type Word, and see there's the Word app that's on my computer. Or anything else that I want. Let me go back to File Explorer, which is right there. So let me click on File Explorer. And in the File Explorer, on the left side, this is basically showing you the structure of the computer. Okay, so this PC, if I click on that, you'll see the different drives that are here. Or down here, the same thing. If I click on, this is the local drive, the C drive. Okay, that's the Windows part of it. This is, I'm using a Mac, so there's a lot of things that I don't want to access. And for example, I'm the user of this computer, and sometimes there'll be a name of the user. So anything that I have in my Documents folder would be something that would be found under the users. If I go under users, and if I go to Mac user, and here's the Documents folder here. So those same items, it's going to be, it's not going to show it because of the way I'm using it. But if you're a regular PC user, it would probably have your name. It would probably say like Jerry here. And then anything that's in this Documents folder would also be, this is basically just a virtual folder. There's the things that are here are actually located down under the user, down in here, under Mac user, and here in Documents. They're actually located here. It says it's empty. So on the PC it is. On the PC version of it, it is empty. The Mac version is what I'm showing up here by Documents. Okay, so some things that are necessary to do in a PC would be copying things, and that's going to be a little difficult for me now. But for example, if I go into this Documents folder, and if I have a certain document, and I can't tell which ones are documents right now because the window that I'm showing doesn't give me much information. So what I would want to do is change the view, and this is a little bit small to see, and I would change the view as details. And if I click on details, you see it shows things that are files. And then if there are any documents, so let me change the size of this. Notice as I move the cursor at the top over this area, type and size, if I get to this certain location right here, you can see how the crosshair's changed. And if I hold the left mouse down and drag over to the right, you'll see what the files are like. And I can change things, like here's the date modified, date created. If I right click up here, I can see other things. I can see the date created. I can do more. I can actually get a whole list of things. I can get attachments. There's a whole bunch of things, none of which are appropriate for my use right now. Anyway, generally what I want to do is if I, for example, if I downloaded something, here's an image that I downloaded, and if I want it made available to me, here's a movie. If I wanted to make it available, what I would generally do is I would take this movie and I would drag it into another location. So I go from this area over here into this area over here. So let me see, this may or may not work. Again, I'm using a PC on a Mac. It's not really a PC. So I can take this and I can drag it over here. Let me drag it into pictures. It may work. Now if I click over here on pictures, and if I go to the top, and where it says date modified, if I click this area, this will resort them out, re-alphabetize them. So this is from Spooky House. There it is. There's the image that I did. And if I click on that image, you can get it set up so that you can see details. You can by the way, you can change things. You can make icons, change size. You can make small icons, medium icons. I have details. And sometimes what I like to do is get a preview pane. And let's see if that's going on. So here's a preview pane. So if I click on this image, I should be able to see what it's like over here in the preview pane. I could do this on a PC, maybe not on what I have right here. Let's see here, details playing. Let's see what that. Okay, it just says that it's a movie file, this image. Spooky. It gives me a little bit of information, and it's a little hard to read because things are so small. Okay, but generally speaking, with a PC, some of the more important things to do, like if I download something, and I want it put in a different location, I would click on the downloads folder. I would find the item that I want that I've downloaded, and I would relocate it somewhere else. If I wanted, for example, if I had a document, here's a assessments solutions that was from 2020. I have no idea what that's from. I guess I could open it, and if I double click it, I could open it. I should be able to see more information. Basically, by changing this, I should be able to actually see the contents of this. And I think it's, again, under the details thing. Let's see what else I've got. Navigation. Let me play around with some of these. Content. Let's see. No. I still want details. Here, column. Nope. But generally speaking, if I have this preview pane sitting over here, what I have here I can view in details. Right now it's only showing me this sort of information, but if things are set up on a regular PC, then whatever I click over here on the left side, I would have the details of it over here on the right side. Okay? Alright, that's enough for now, and I'll supplement this later. One of the other things that I do right now, I got a cursor that's locked. It doesn't help. There you go. Okay, so another thing with a PC is whatever I have open, whatever windows are open, they would be located down here. Now, one of the reasons that I have PC on a Mac is because I use a thing called Access. It's a Microsoft Access. So if I click the Start menu, and if I start typing Access, A-C-C, E-S-S, let's try again. I guess I'm spelling it wrong. Let me go into Office. Let's see what happens there. Office Apps. I guess I could click that. Let's go another way. So Escape. Whenever I do something wrong, I push Escape. Let's see, there's Excel, here's Office. I don't want to start that. That's Microsoft. For crying out loud. There's Excel for sure. Well, let's click on Office and see what happens. I have an account, but I haven't signed into it, so I'm not going to do that right now. So that would be the web version of Microsoft. Okay. Anyway, let's stop for now. I have other things. I just upgraded this Mac to a different version, to OS Monterey, so things are a little bit flaky right now as far as my showing. Anyway, so what I'll do is I'll quit Windows. When I'm finished, I want to go here and shut down. So I go to this icon, I go to power, and I want to shut down. So what it'll do is it'll get rid of my PC and get me back to my Macintosh. Okay, that's enough out of that. Thank you.